Can you evaluate this integral using u-substitution? Here we are told to integrate the square root of x squared minus 1 times 2x with respect to x. So for us to do u-substitution, first thing we always have to do is to define our u. Our u is always defined to be the complex part of the what? Given integrand. So first, we say that u is everything inside the square root. So all the terms in the square root is x squared minus 1. Okay? So the first thing we have to do now, since we have gotten our u, is to rewrite the whole integral to be in terms of u. So the next thing we have to do is to, because we have the x and u is already in terms of x, so we have to get what? We have to derive the x from the u defined. And to get that, we have to differentiate u with respect to x. So if you differentiate u with respect to x, remember when you are differentiating 2x, all you need to do is to multiply the power 2 to the variable x, then you minus 1 from the power, from the law of differentiation. You have the answer to be what? 2x. This clearly tells us that du dx is equals to 2x, right? So the next thing we do is to make the x to be the subject of the formula. This is now over 1. If you cross and multiply, you see that du is equals to 2x dx, right? So you can see that the x you divide through by 2x. So if you divide by 2x, you see that dx is equals to du over 2x. So all we have to do is to plug in u to be this in the box and also plug in dx to be du over 2x. So if you understand this now, you can now see that the integral can now be written as the integral of the square root of, instead of writing x squared minus 1, I'll write the square root of u, then times 2x, right? Then the x, we replace it with times du over 2x. So that if you simplify 2x will cancel out 2x, we are trying to, our result will be the integral of the square root of u with respect to u. And that will be the integral of u. Square root means raising to power half. Raised to power half with respect to u. Okay? So if we are integrating this, we now have u to the power of 1 over 2. To integrate, you add 1 to the power and divide by the new power 1 over 2 plus 1. Then plus the constant of integration. And this can now be further be simplified as, when you add half to 1, you have it as 3 over 2. That's u to the power of 3 over 2 divided by, if you do the same here, you also have 3 over 2 plus c. So from rule of fraction, we can now reverse the whole thing. If you reverse the whole thing, you can now see you have it as u to the power of 3 over 2. If you reverse this, this will now be 2 over 3, then plus c. Okay? So we now plug in the value of our u to be x squared minus 1. So the answer, final answer will now be 2 into x squared minus 1 raised to power 3 over 2 plus c divided by 3. And that's the answer. Okay? If you found the video interesting, do well to like, comment, and share for more exciting math tips like this.